GOP presidential candidates Carly Fiorina and Ben Carson found themselves defending Saudi Arabia's mass Sharia beheadings. They care so deeply about morality and human rights that they're like, hey, Saudi did beheadings? Rock and roll, we like those guys. So Saudi executed 47 people on a single day last week, including the Shia activist named Sheikh Nimr al-Nimr. And here's what Fiorina said, quote, I take the Iranian condemnation with a huge grain of salt. This is a regime that tortures citizens routinely, that thinks nothing of executions, that still holds 4 Americans in jail. Saudi Arabia is our ally, despite the fact that they don't always behave in a way we condone. Iran is a real and present threat. Okay, that's fucking hilarious because, of course, Saudi Arabia funds Islamist and jihadist groups all around the world. They're the #1 spreader of Salafism. You know, they funded Al-Qaeda. Al-Qaeda, of course, attacked us. So this idea that Iran's the threat, but, you know, hey, the Wahhabi state, they're our ally. What are you going to do? Carly Fiorina, you're just silly. Like, you're not diagnosing the problem objectively. You care more about business relationships and corporate hegemony and the way the system functions already, and you're trying to keep business as usual. That's not the way to look at this. Well over 80% of the Islamic terror attacks against the West, Sunni fundamentalists, Salafists. That's the official ideology the Saudi government runs on. She's like, the threat is Iran. Why? I don't know. I say so. And look, she's not wrong when she says, hey, take the Iranian condemnation with a grain of salt. They're only doing it because it's Saudi. True. Hey, they have problems of their own. They torture people. They do executions. That's all true, too. I condemn that across the board because I'm not an idiot and I'm fucking consistent. I hate that, too. But with Carly Fiorina, she's letting you know because she goes on to say it. Well, Saudi's our ally, so we'll look the other way. We might not always agree with what they do, but whatever, let them do it. See, that's the problem, is that you're not objective. You're not consistent. You can't say, hey, I'm against Saudi doing bad things and Iran doing bad things. What you say is, Iran I'm against. Saudi, what are you going to do? They're our buddy. But they're our buddy who kills apostates and atheists. They say atheism is terrorism, okay? They kill people for drug smuggling. Again, they fund Salafism all around the world. This refugee crisis that's happening right now, you know how Saudi responded? They're like, yeah, we're not going to take any refugees. Keep sending them to Europe and to America and shit. But here's what we'll do. We'll fund mosques. We'll build over a dozen mosques for you. So, okay, we're not going to take any, but you take them. And, oh yeah, by the way, here's a Salafist mosque I just put there. Saudi is the fucking problem. They're the problem. Iran is a problem. They're not the biggest problem. I can assure you that. Okay. So that's what she said. Saudi does bad things? Meh, whatever. Iran, terrible, terrible, terrible. Ben Carson said, quote, the Saudis have been one of our strongest allies in the Middle East, and I think it's unfortunate that we put them in the position we have by showing the support to Iran that we have with this foolish deal, talking about the Iran nuclear deal. There's no reason for the Saudis to believe that we're really on their side when we do things like that. Okay, hold on. So why don't you apply that kind of logic to them? How about when they kill apostates and they say atheists are terrorists and they behead people for drug smuggling and they fund Salafism all around the world? Why aren't you like, well, they're not our friends. Look at what they're doing. They're breeding anti-Americanism all over the place. No, they get a pass. They get a pass. We need to bow down and worship the people who have the same ideology as ISIS. How? We haven't shown them sufficient support. We need to show that we support them by not getting peace with Iran and possibly going to war. So you want to go to war for Saudi Arabia. You want to escalate tensions with Iran for Saudi Arabia. I hope you know the military we have here is the military of the United States of America. This is not a military that does the dirty work for some asshole kings in a royal family that shouldn't exist in the middle of the fucking desert. This is un-American on his part. It's un-American. He says, of course we don't condone that kind of thing, but I'm just saying we need to stop doing silly things that promote these kinds of activities. I need you guys to remember that Saudi Arabia is on the UN Human Rights Council. One of the countries with the most atrocious human rights record on the Human Rights Council. Why? They're our business buddy. They allow for our corporate hegemony. They do trade with us. So they're our, jihadist friends. And for all the people on the right who always say, like, come on, we got to call the problem what it is, radical Islamic terrorism, that's the problem, that's the main issue, and we need to fight. And it's the Republicans and the right who are stronger on this than the left. Are you fucking kidding me? Neocons and not elected, but Republicans who are running for office, but yeah, elected ones too, because others have made similar comments. Neocons and people on the right running for president of the United States. They're like, Saudi, we're on Saudi's side. I don't care about the facts. Iran's the worst. Don't give me any information about Saudi. If they do bad things, whatever, they're our buddy, so they get to do whatever they want. We're on their side. And people always talk about Islamist apologists. Here are your fucking Islamist apologists. They're Republican politicians.